This infographic represents the NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0. This structure classifies cybersecurity as a strategic business risk, placing the ultimate ownership of the strategy with the board of directors. To manage that risk, executives need data they can interpret. The translation process starts with the identify function. The framework advises focusing on vital business assets, the specific databases, cloud accounts, or payment flows that keep the company operational. This data sensitivity matrix translates technical loss into boardroom terms. In the potential impact row, the framework defines the consequences of a breach as regulatory violations, competitive damage, and reputation loss. Finding these vulnerabilities requires looking outside traditional IT network scans. Every identified asset must be assigned a business owner. A critical system without a named owner is an orphan that nobody in the organization will actively protect. Once the assets are listed, the next step is to score the risks. This process converts abstract executive anxiety into defensible mathematical data. Look at this matrix. We can plot risk using two variables. The x-axis measures likelihood on a scale of 1 to 5 based on plausible timelines rather than worst-case scenarios. The y-axis tracks impact with scores anchored to real business metrics. A maximum score of 5 signifies a threat to the company's survival. A scenario like ransomware lands in the top right corner, glowing bright red to quantify the exposure. This model moves the conversation away from emotional arguments and toward a unified view of the company's true business exposure. These scored threats land in the risk register. For every threat, the business must select one of 4 responses: mitigate the risk, accept it, transfer it through insurance, or avoid the risky activity entirely. A central governance role dictates that IT cannot accept business risk. If a department head chooses to accept a risk to operate faster, that individual must sign the register to acknowledge the responsibility. This register helps establish a current profile, an honest snapshot of the organization's existing security posture and its fragmented reality. We then compare that snapshot to a target profile. This represents the desired future state, dictated by the organization's risk appetite, legal obligations, and competitive strategy. The measurable gap between these two profiles becomes the defensible strategic roadmap for the business to follow. The framework culminates in a one-page executive summary. This document avoids tool names or technical jargon, focusing entirely on clear business terminology. The summary also includes the knowingly accepted risks. Putting this exposure in writing creates a mechanism for executive accountability. Presenting the board with clear, documented business consequences is an effective mechanism for aligning corporate budgets with actual security needs. Maintaining this framework requires moving away from one-time audits and into a quarterly rhythm. Top risks, scores, and treatments are reviewed at regular business intervals. As the risk register is updated with near misses and new threat data, it becomes the institutional memory of the company's security health. Applying this strategic translation layer shifts cybersecurity from reactive firefighting to a core component of enterprise risk management.